Is this dad a jerk for refusing tuition simply because his daughter decided that she was going to switch her major without telling him? He said she was going to be a doctor just like me, and now she wants to do social work, where she's going to make no money and is going to be dependent on me for my money long after she's done with college. I'm paying for her to be a surgeon, not a lifelong dependent. She says this is a terrible thing and no other parent would ever do something like this to their daughter. I disagree.
I think you have to let your kids choose their path, as painful as it may be for you, because you know financially it's not going to set her up for the best living situation moving forward. But don't you want your kid to be happy? Isn't that the most important thing?
No, I think he wants his kid to be a doctor. That's
Yeah,
the more
that's what he
important thing.
wants. Yeah,
Yeah, I don't think
happiness is. I didn't hear happy anywhere in there.
Yeah, I'm doctor.
Yeah,
I think you might be doing it wrong, Daddy.
that's all I heard. Yeah, I don't know. I've got a little bit, I think, of a different take on it. I mean, are parents, do you have to pay for your kids' school, or can they just take on the loans? I mean, I don't think there's anything there would be like, hey, you make your own choice. And if you want to do this, this is your life. This is your responsibility.
Yeah, when I played baseball, my dad helped me with my bills. But when I was just going to college on my own, I had to pay it on my own.
Yeah, look, I think it's nice if parents do that, but I don't think there's anything required saying that you got to help your kid through college. To me, I think that's kind of an outdated concept where a lot of people was. It was just the standard of what was going on. And if you're a dad and you're looking and saying, this is not a good investment in my money and in your time, and if you want to do something like this and it's your own project, then go on ahead and take it on yourself.
The original deal was I pay for your school if you are going to go as a doctor.
Yeah.
That was the deal.
That's right. That was the agreement. And she changed the deal and then didn't tell him. She was not forthcoming about it because she's like, I knew he would be upset and I know he might pull the money. And so she was deceitful on top of it.
This happens a lot. I mean, I remember playing baseball with a guy his dad wanted him to go a certain way, and he'd have to lie to his dad about what he was studying, what he was doing, because his dad didn't like what, if he didn't follow the steps of his father, there was some problems. And his dad was the one he was the meal ticket.
Yeah, she may need to realize that, moving forward, she's got to pay her own education costs. But if you don't want to be a surgeon and you've started down that path and then you've realized it's not for you,
yeah,
your dad needs to lay up and let you do what you want to do.
I think he is. He's like, you're just going to do it on your own dime.
Yeah.
And she's like, that's not cool that you would pull the money from me because I choose to do something else.
Well, she is in for a rude awakening. When you want to defer from the plan, you got to foot the bill.
Well, nothing's free on this planet, baby. If someone's footing the bill, they've got some interest in what's going on over there. So if you change the plan and throw an audible, and they're paying,
right,
they're going to give you attitude.
I knew that when I was growing up. I always said I'm going to make my own money because the more my parents gave me money, they really never gave me money because I never wanted it, because I knew when they did, they had a say in what I was going to do on my life, because it was an investment they were making in me. I said, if I wanted to be my own man and make my own decisions, I had to have my own money.
And then they were like, you want radio? Oh, you're definitely on your own.
Right, yeah, exactly. I don't know if they'd have paid for that.
You want to be a paid doofus in the morning? Oh, yeah, you're paying the bills.
I know I wouldn't pay for that.
Yeah.
College to do radio, I don't think is necessary.
Fart jokes, son.
Yeah. So I'm going to say not a jerk on this dad's part. I understand why the daughter is upset, but she can be frustrated all she wants. It's your money, Dad. That's just it. And if nothing else, you're teaching your daughter a lesson to say, when you have the money and when you make the money, you get to make the decisions. And so I think being a social worker is a very admirable cause. I think that's fantastic. But he knows that the money is not necessarily there, and you're going to struggle a bit, and you're not going to have some of the financial freedoms that you probably had if you grew up with your dad being a surgeon. You're probably used to being able to make whatever decisions you want. And that's why this is probably tough for her, because this is maybe the first time in her life she's not able to make a decision, because she realizes, oh my gosh, I realize money is very important to be able to have freedom.
There's a way to teach this lesson to her, though, and not fracture the relationship. You have to reinforce that you still love her and support her, and you're going to be there for her. You just financially are backing out of the agreement because she changed the terms.
Mm-hmm.
and do it with love,
Right.
because you don't want to lose your daughter over this.
Right. But I think you can be loving and still be firm. I don't think that they have to be exclusive of each other.
It's pretty rare, unless you're some rich Nepo baby or something. If someone's giving you money and you guys have worked out a deal and you change, they're gonna get mad. Something's gonna go sour in that relationship.
Mm-hmm. So we asked, is the dad a jerk for not paying for his daughter's college after she switched majors without telling him? And 65% of people said no.
I know a dad that there was a girl, she wanted to go into a strong field like engineering or architecture, something like math, and she was really good at that. And then at the last minute, she changed to drama, and he tried to pull all of his money from he'd been putting it aside for savings and savings and savings, and he was very upset. I think in the end, he acquiesced, but
although yes, there was drama.
There was big drama.
I think this is a good discussion because you are going to have kids that are going to be going on to college, where I think if you're going to be bankrolling them, if there are any terms, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. You can discuss with your kid, be like, okay, here's the terms for my investment into your education and what it's going to require for you to maintain funding. It could be you have to maintain a certain level of grades, you have to pursue something, and if it's my money, I do get a say. If you want to take on the loans and make it your own debt, then you do whatever you want to do.
That's why you said you never want to take money from your parents, because you want to do it your own way and have no one all over your case about how you're doing it
when
or
you're an
what
adult,
you're doing.
You got your own money. No one can say a thing to you. You do whatever you want to do. But it ain't cheap.
No.
And it's not easy.
No.
And it's not getting cheaper either.
Mm-hmm. This person wants to know if they're a jerk for commenting on their girlfriend's underwear. Says, my girlfriend and I, we've been dating for 4 years and everything is amazing. We get along well, and just like every relationship, we talk out our problems. Well, the other day, I brought something up and I feel like she took it the wrong way. Around our 2, maybe 3 year mark, she decided to start wearing briefs whenever we're at the house because she said they're very comfortable. And I had no problem with that at the time. But now it's getting to the point where I'm like, okay, am I ever going to get to see you in some nice lingerie or underwear now? And the only time she'll ever wear something nice and sexy is when we go out on our date nights. But as soon as we get home, it's straight into the briefs. I brought this up to her and she took it as I think she looks ugly in briefs. I explained to her that she looks amazing, but I would never think she looks ugly in anything. I just dropped the conversation shortly after because I didn't want this to escalate further. But am I the jerk for stating that I want to see her in something other than briefs all the time?
Be very careful telling a woman what she should or shouldn't wear. I don't like it when you're out on the town. I don't like it when you're at home. Any man who's going to tell you what you should or shouldn't wear, it's just a little much for me.
What about if you're married and you make your husband go back upstairs to change a shirt that he really liked?
He wasn't dressed appropriately. I was helping him.
Oh, you were? Okay.
He didn't realize the venue.
He's just trying to help her. He's like, hey, you got to realize that these briefs are not nearly as sexy as this other underwear, so I'm just trying to help you look sexier at home for me.
No, Kevin, off with his head.
Off with his head.
Okay.
Don't make me have to Lorena Bob it. Off with something else.
Yeah, and look, if they're not nearly as comfortable, put them on for a little show. You guys have your little time and whatever it is you need to do, and then let her put on something more comfortable.
Please, let these women be comfortable.
You know, I agree with what you're saying. You should never tell someone what to wear, but also, too, you got to make sure you're still trying in your relationship.
Yeah.
And not just going through the motions.
There's an easy compromise here.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, let's put on a little vaudeville act and a little show, and you wear this, and then we'll do that, and then you put on the briefs and get comfortable.
Imagine if Panda always wore this shirt that had holes in it and there was like a permanent stain. Even if it bothered you,
it would go missing.
Yeah, you didn't like it, but he was comfortable in it and you wanted it gone. Are you a jerk for saying, Panda, with this hole and the stains? Come on, what's going on here?
Yeah. Now, there might be something deeper in your relationship. You've hit the 4-year mark, and maybe she is wearing something that she knows will repel you. Because she does not want your attention.
She's tired.
Yeah, so maybe you've got something deeper going on, but yeah, I would be very careful and tread lightly on this one.